This is.
Don't make them like that anymore, do they? Ah.
No. There'll be some.
Water, hand washing clothes and bedding, moving coal, sweeping.
So the beautiful water shabby furniture, I have no doubt these defects will be rectified.
At the busiest time, when the judges are getting paid more than her husband Francis. What prizes did
The Easter ones in the autumn. When they came, as it said, they had loads, the house was full, so they're making 25, 30 loaves a day. So the rest of the time it's just the housekeeper and whoever was staying with her living here. So.
I thought it was bought.
Scared me down. You just stay and make sure no one jumps on that bed. Yeah.
You wouldn't want to, it's
it?
awful sad.
Oh. So it's untouched, is it, this?
Sorry?
Untouched.
That chair is in that picture, which was painted in 1835. Can you see the chair without touching the picture? Point to the chair. It's a trick question.
There. To your right.
Like in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
There.
No.
There.
Next to Lady in Black. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. It's got different. It's
Fabric.
It's got fabric instead of embroidery. Do I mean embroidery or what do we certify? And it's really and the wood was gilded, so it was
All gilded.
all gilded wood. And there are 3 sets like that chair. 1, 2, 3, and the settee is the big one on the wall there.
Yeah.
And that's got the chair's got a picture of a cat and a bird fighting over something, and the settee has got a wildebeest jumping on the back. No, a leopard jumping on the back of a wildebeest and a donkey. So it's quite really expensive furniture for 1835. Well, what do you notice about the walls? Well, yeah.
Just plain.
Just plain. No
wallpaper.
No pictures. Because that woman in black is Mrs. Thomas Green, the widow of Thomas Green, the MP for Lancaster, who built Whittington Hall, which is near Keeper of Lancaster. And he was a self-made man, and he had no wealthy forebears, grandparents and parents, so he had no pictures. So he made up for it with very expensive furniture and a very expensive plaster ceiling.
Yeah.
You flip it round, and flip the wings up, and the table comes to here. So you
Right.
can extend the table.
They borrowed me that for Christmas Day.
Oh, get the paste table out.
Got their own specialist room.
Yeah. Is that like an old iron?
Yes,
Can't reach it. Candlesticks. Holders.
Yeah. Look at the little dog like Albert.
they've got a list of all the housekeepers.
Oh yeah.
And the husband.
Cabins here, it's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah, I would.
Look at all this as well.
Well, sometimes they put tiles in there.
This is probably where we're stood now. That would have been the Roman High Street, yeah.
You pull your drawers forward to see what's underneath.
Like the planes or...
Yeah. Look at that. All that
There's
work
a
done
map.
by those little chisel by hand. How long would that take?
So the mahogany wood on the shore as we coasted along it. In West Africa, mahogany means king of trees. Enslaved African men were forced to extract and transport the wood cutting down huge natural forests in Jamaica and Honduras. Lancaster was the fourth largest slave trade port in Britain in the 1700s. Gillows traded in West Indian goods such as sugar and spirits produced by enslaved Africans. In 1756, Gillows had an 8% investment in a slave ship called the Gambia. On its first voyage, 150 African people were advertised for sale in Charleston, South Carolina in 1757. An estimated 128 Africans were sold in Jamaica. Then the Gambia ran aground near Bristol, and Gallows did not continue to invest in slave ships. The mahogany and West Indies trade remained key to their business.
It's got no knock on
No, this is a rest.
Yeah.
Only I ever know that, because if you look here, look at that one over there, it was to the right, that was to the left. So if you've taken a left-hand shot, you've on the left-hand shot.
Right.
Yeah? Well, you think, haven't you?
You've only got 2 pictures of judges in the Judges Lodgings. The
Oh,
first
yeah?
one over there, Lord Coburn, if you read his Wikipedia entry, it said he was considered to be so intemperate when sentencing, he had to have another judge sit with him. He was bonkers, basically. He was also an undischarged bankrupt and jumped out of a bedroom window to avoid his creditors. However, he would never have come near this place, but this guy here would have slept in our bed. He would have slept, I can't read what his name is, it's very difficult to read, but we worked out he was on the Northern Circuit, which was Chester, Lancaster, Appleby, Carlisle, Newcastle, Durham, York, and back to Chester.
Yeah.
And a Victorian school.
Oh, nice.
No Xboxes then.
No Xboxes.
Today, well, actually, then. Hey, for Tara.
All the
Soldiers.
got lead soldiers there.
First little boy. What was on his bike?
Oh, take it back in time, miss.
Oh, desks. Ooh, that's a good one.
I used to see one of them. Please come and sit down and get back in your chair. I shall have 2 spankings. There's Victoria. Queen Victoria there.
Water ingress in the top.
Oh yeah. it.
Master work.
Ah, no.
It's got handles at the side.
You better not you break it.
Yeah, I'm not touching that. Oh, yeah? That's just a little chill room.
Let's see, I can see what I've had on there. I've had all of them things.
I've had that. Fisher Price.
Yeah.
And that.
I've had that tank. Remember?
No.
No, it is. Eagle eyes. Got him.
Basil brush.
You've got a block though.
Yeah.
Can't go on black dogs now. Go on, look. Yeah.
God, I wouldn't like to see her on a dark night, would you? Terrifying.
Knock you. Sunday. The fashion dog, eh? Sunday.
Cindy.
Sunday. Sunday.
No, Cindy.
Sunday, Sunday. Sunday.
Horses, right?
Yeah, she had her own boat, beach bucket. She had her own bed. You know that one? Easy.
But she didn't have a cane, did she?
Well, she didn't have an house though, did she?
No, she got a wood, look.
Is that a Nick call?
Full of character in it. Look at all this.
Yes,
That reminds me of somebody now. My baby. That's for engineering people, that's what it was.
Sorry. Just his prison.
One, Victorian morality will start to kick in, and quite frankly, nobody can be bothered to deal with the natural consequences that kept turning up 9 months later anymore. But also, and more importantly, it was right after the French Revolution in 1789, it was right after the Picts and Massacre in Manchester in 1819. Social unrest was rife in Europe, and the Lancastrians were trying to crack down on it in their county as well. Thought, right, we need to keep the prisons quiet, because by nature, the prisons are full of those who don't agree with the authorities in the first place. How are we going to keep them quiet? Easiest way to do it is to keep the men and women separate, because that way any riot will be limited to the male felons' towers. Because of course, without the men to incite them, fairer sex aren't going to give them any trouble at all. Have they met the suffragettes? Emmeline Pankhurst was a Mancunian born and bred. She was a Lancashire lass born and bred. The suffragettes don't go by. The Lancashire lasses are more than capable of starting their own riots. Thank you very much. But that was the thinking, that keeping the men and women separate would keep the prisons quiet. Built this tower to house the female felons. But when they built this tower in the early 1800s, prison as we know it today had only really been going for about a generation. They hadn't yet quite worked out what the ideal prison should look like. This was a bit of an experiment. This is what's known as a panopticon, or all-seeing prison. So called because your guard's tower goes in the middle, more or less what the staircase is today, and then the cells radiated around the outside. Now you can forget the solid doors. They were built with just the bars across the front. The guards who were standing in the middle could pretty much see into whichever cell they liked at any time. Now if you're in those cells as prisoners looking back toward the middle, you've got a much narrower field of vision the guards do. So So a lot of the time, the prisoners in any one particular cell wouldn't have been able to see the guards. They wouldn't have known whether they were being watched or the prisoners 2, 3 doors down. Which was, of course, the idea. They wanted the prisoners uncertain. They wanted them to think they were being watched even when they weren't. Prisoners would basically do the guards' job for them and control their own behaviour. Now, if all goes according to plan, you can have 70, 80 prisoners in a tower like this, and yet you only need 5 guards. 1 for every floor of the building. Just enough to keep that threat of being watched alive. They very quickly realised the threat of being watched all the time was actually driving the prisoners mad. So what they were saving on guards' wages, they were having to spend on doctors' fees, asylum fees.
Would that be for the horses and that? On the people?
Got coffee. Just like
Yeah.
do that.
It is Atkinson's.
What's making chocolate, Sally?
Sure.
Yeah.